Today we're going to take a look at how Bloomerang enables you to track the volunteer preferences and activities that matter to you. This is done within the context of the donor profile. Within the Bloomerang donor profile, you have the ability to track as many different types of fields, custom fields, attributes, that type of thing that you need to. And this includes volunteer information. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is segmenting David out as a volunteer within the donor database. And this can be handled in a variety of ways. In this situation, it's handled through the attributes field, and I simply tag David here as a volunteer. Down below that in my volunteer info category now gives me the ability to tag when he's available, so whether that's day, evening, or weekend, the abilities skills that David has that matter to me, and then maybe most importantly, the interest that David's indicated in which he wants to volunteer with my organization. Now keep in mind, each of these fields that you see here is fully customizable through the Settings tab under Constituent Fields. This allows you to put the values, fields, and even the types of fields that are important to you. When I've completed that, I simply click Save. And now I've got the ability to, just based on those tags, to email a group of people that match the criteria I need. So for instance, if I have a need for some carpenter work on the weekend, I simply email people that have that criteria based in their database. This allows me to make sure that I'm sending emails to people that actually have the skills and the interest in that activity, and not needlessly blanketing my entire database or volunteer group with unnecessary emails. My next step here is to record activity that David's had. So David may have volunteered with me at a recent event. I want to record that information. So I simply come over here to New Interaction, and the first thing I'm going to do is set up a date when this activity took place. I'm going to give it a brief subject. What did David do while he was there? David helped set up our gala event. I'm going to state a purpose, and this is important so that David's engagement level will bump up appropriately based on this volunteer activity. I then want to select a channel. Of course, this time it was in person. Now below that, again, are custom fields that allow you to track additional information about this activity. So maybe I want to name the event more specifically, the 2016 Spring Gala. I want to name the activity that he specifically did with events, and then I want to record how many hours David participated in that volunteer activity. We'll say it was 4. So once I've got that done, I simply click Save. And now this is going to become a part of his timeline, showing me every time I come in here, or whoever comes in here, exactly when David volunteered and what he did. Now additionally, with my reports, I can create some really nice reporting to let me know a few different things. For instance, if I want to see how many volunteer hours did a particular event take, I can segment the volunteers that served at that event on that date and then get a total volunteer hour number so I can see what the effort was for that event. I can also do that on an individual basis to see maybe how many hours David volunteered in a particular month or year. Or as an organization as a whole, I can see how many volunteer hours did we have in total last year. So we've got a lot of great flexibility for you to not only track and report on it, but also to segment your communication based on these volunteer preferences. And then the last thing to point out is acknowledgement. So as with a gift or a donation, you want to make sure that volunteer activity is acknowledged. So having this the segmentation set up here with the volunteer activity, I can then send an email, hard copy letter communication, specifically acknowledging people for their help.